the problem with your generation is that you're trying by all means to run away from who you are as Zimbabweans. That's why if you look at all the Ama-2000 artists, all the artists, Ama-2000 starts from which year? 98?
Yeah, 98.
I think it starts from 2000 because I don't think I'm a 2000. I was born before 2000, so I don't think.
Which year were you born?
99, but like.
So yeah, Ama-2000.
Yeah, no, I don't exhibit the behavior or the characteristics that make up.
You don't have to exhibit anything just because we were born around that time. So let's say, I think let's categorize it from 1998 to now. So I was saying from the Ama-2000 generation, we've only managed to export successfully one band only, Mokomba. Because everybody from your generation is trying to sound like Beyonce, like Burna Boy,
like Wizkid,
like Jamaica.
You can add like Busy Signal. That's what. Yeah, that's literally what's going on here.
We're looking for another Busy Signal.
They already have them. Yeah. Yes, we want to have our own Zimbabwean sound. This is why I was saying before, this is why I strongly love the old artists. If you look at the Chimbetus, the Chiwonisos, and Leonard Dembo, you know, his intro for a song would be 11 minutes long. Hey, let's look at Mugove, for example. The song is probably like 11 minutes long.
Yeah, Mugove, that's Leonard Jakarta.
Yeah, Leonard Jakarta, right? Anotanga song yake. The first 3 minutes nengeri instrumental and you can also feel good to know originality ega this guitar and it's got like his own sound, you know, and then he starts singing, you know, that alone was just.
Do you know what the process that they used to do? Because I'm part of that generation as well.
Oh yes,
because I started music in 1988 and what we used to do is the composer, generally the song will go through 4 stages. 4 stages.
Yes.
The composer will compose the song on his own.
Okay.
Practice his lyrics, polish it. Level number 1 is complete. Then he will take it to the band. And they practice the song with the whole band until it's perfect. That's stage number 2. Stage number 3, they will take it to the show, play it so many times during live shows. That's when they'll take note if the tempo is fine, if the pitch is fine, then it's polished on level number 3. Level number 4, they are going to the studio. So most of the recordings that we did that time were one-take recordings.
Wow.
We just go in within 2 hours. We've done the vocals and the instruments. We are going home, and such music lasts. That's why each take it still sounds fresh.
Yes.
From a generation,
yes, it really does. That's actually very true. Like,
I think most of the time people, they see like there's something that's popular. Like if Burna Boy is the in song, everyone's trying to make a song that's similar to Burna Boy because they think that's what sells and that's what people want to hear. So I think even if you wanted to do your original sound, you're just like, but everybody is kind of listening to Afro beats right now, so let me move into that space or like do Ama-piano because it seems that's all that's mainstream.
If you take a look at Ama-piano, is taken over the world. But with South Africans only.
Yes, that's true.
Afrobeats has taken over the world with Nigerians. Only because nobody's wild.
Yes.
Dancehall has taken over the world with
Jamaicans. Yeah.
They're the ones who own it. So my argument, I think I might have one left. Yeah, I'll go and check it. So my point is, if you take a look at countries that are successful internationally with music, they've got an organic sound that is theirs. For example, Jamaica, they've got roots reggae music, Bob Marley type. It's still popular.
It is.
Artists like Luciano who are latest.
It is.
Then they also have the digital sound
of the Shantias, and Sean Paul, Skilly Bang, all those people. Yeah.
In Zimbabwe, we do have the organic sound of what's Mbira-based music.
Yes.
And Sungura, but we don't have the digital pop new sound.
That's that kind of not impersonates, but like that kind of shows the original sound. Yeah, I think so.
And every time we want to go into the popish 808 bass or 808 kick, modern sound with auto-tune and everything, we're always copying. It's either we're copying Ama-2000 from South Africa, dancehall from Jamaica, Afrobeats from Nigeria. So I think what we are supposed to do, we are supposed to copy the formula. Because the Nigerians, what they did,
Yes.
they took Fela Kuti's sound. Fela Kuti used to play a genre called Afrobeat, not an S.
It was just Afrobeat.
And then they modernized it. They
Okay.
called it Afrobeat.
Yes.
With an S. Because it's now modern, it's not digitalized. They've taken an element from dancehall, an element from hip hop, an element from rumba. We created something new. But our problem in Zimbabweans, we hate ourselves. We are always trying to copy somebody.
We're not proud. We're not a proud country at all. We aren't. Hey, we really aren't a proud country. It's disappointing. It's actually disappointing.
How can we solve that?
Well, you know, some of these things, I feel like music. I had a conversation with one of my coworkers recently, and she was telling me that music is kind of like a storyteller, and it also gives history. And if we look at like Zimbabwean history, most people are not, like most Zimbabweans, like we're saying, we are not as proud to be Zimbabwean as we should be. Even people my age, you know, there's this culture where people think that speaking in Shona or it's not, it's you're dumb, you're stupid, you know, being
Right now we're
Zimbabweans.
speaking English because we want everybody
No need to understand, but the reality is people should have that, you know.
I hope they're clapping for us.
Yes. If people love being Zimbabwean, try and find what Zimbabwe is, what Zimbabwe means to them, then I think it can somehow correct our sound.
What happens with music is, if you are not fake, that's why dancehall, I mean hip hop, there's so much concerned about being real. They always talk about keeping it real. If you are from the ghetto, you sing about the ghetto because you know what you are talking about. If you have a heartbreak, like what happened to Adele,
Yes.
and you write a personal song about you. It reaches out to everybody else.
Yeah, it does. Everyone buys that.
Yeah, because it's coming from within, it's real, and you are not fake. You are talking about something that you have experienced.
Yeah.
It's the same thing when you do music that's coming from your own country.
Yeah.
Because if you notice, Americans, when they create music, they're not creating for the whole world, they're creating for
For themselves.
But it resonates with everybody. But now, if you try to say, I want to do this music, because it has taken over the world, I want to create for the world, you will create for nobody.
It's like I always say, like Korean pop, which I got into listening at some point. How they just do their thing. It doesn't matter that the fact that like no one in the world speaks Korean, no one understands Korean. They're making Korean music and they're doing their dances, and everyone thinks, oh, like it's weird that men wear skirts, but for them, they just like, you know what?
Just being true to themselves.
This is who we are, and it's gone big. It's gone massive.
The good thing is,
And
language doesn't matter.
Yeah, it
It
doesn't.
becomes part of the instrument.
It does.
Because if you listen to a song, a rumba song sung in Lingala,
Mm-hmm.
and if you try to sing it in Shona, it loses some essence, some
sing it in the left.
Yes.
sing it in the language. It retains all the elements. So language is an instrument.
Yes. You know, like this is like the problem is like we're not proud, we're not a proud nation. Look at South America, for example. Enrique Iglesias, you know, he sings reggaeton. Like his reggaeton is like so good, like because he sings about his experiences and he sings in his language and he sticks to the guitar that's already there. They've got a specific tune.
It's called Spanish.
The Spanish guitar, exactly. It's got a specific tune, and I think because of that, that's why it sells so much.
One thing I like about reggaeton is Spanish dancehall. What they did is they took Shabaleng's song called Embao, and they took the instrumentation and started creating their music around that instrumentation and added their own flavor, and they created reggaeton. So you can take a foreign genre and Zimbabweanize it or make it your own until you produce something new. This is what Americans did with hip hop. One who introduced hip hop to America is a DJ. There's a person called DJ Koek. He's Jamaican.
Really?
Yeah. But Americans did not try to do it.
The Jamaican they did it the American.
Fake patron. They Americanized it until it needed a new name and called it
Hip hop. Okay.
That's what we like as Muslims. We don't have that
Yeah.
ourselves. We always think it's cool to look like a South African. If you go to South Africa within a short time, you are saying ne.
You're saying ne. You're saying marane. After like a day in Pretoria. Yeah. So yeah, I'm proud. I can safely say I'm proud to be Zimbabwean, and I love being Zimbabwean. Regardless of how my mom is not like fully, but like the fact that my father is Zimbabwean, I consider myself Zimbabwean. Yes, you own me. So if people have that mentality that I'm proud of my roots.
How do we bring about? I don't know how you bring about it. I don't know if you like encouraging more events where people.
Respond to that.
Okay.
It's solved for the Brussels.
In DRC, they instilled that love through making sure that there are radio stations, the TV stations, and everything.
Before his father finished showering
promoting local
therefore resulting
music,
in food.
Yes.
local art. Because the radio is got
When they got a 4-plate
in science they call
with an oven,
it near exposure effect. If you listen to something for a long
there
time,
was
you fall in love.
sometimes permanent for using electricity.
That's what happens with music.
Instead of the Dover
So
store.
if your
And then
radios
sometimes
keep
partners
playing
will
Indian
fall
music
to
for a
the
long
Dover store running out
time,
of
very soon you see
sofas.
women with
And
the
after
red dots
this,
here, like what the Indians do. Very soon everybody will be putting spices in their house. It's called the near exposure effect. That's why most countries around the world they've got airplay quota laws where they forbid their radios from playing too much foreign
When they
music
would spot the
so that you play local music.
Okay.
In other countries they actually give you, they don't give you a percentage, they give you the number of songs from outside that you are supposed to play in an hour. But you don't find that more in America because Americans generally are just proud. They don't
Proud. Yes. Yes.
Americans are there.
If an American comes here and stands there,
Yes.
you take another nationality to stand next to you can tell who the American is. Americans in Japan.
Americans.
Yes. Oh, the Yanks love themselves and they're proud.
You need
But
that.
she had dead
We are being naughty. We are at a conference and we are having a side conference. That's what's happening here. We are at a conference and we are having a side conference. We are being naughty. An old man are furawan.
Yeah, but like
Like I was in Jamaica in February.
yes.
I asked them, what's your secret? And they said, our biggest secret is confidence in who we are.
How do we give confidence?
Yeah, I like it.
To people, to Zimbabweans.
Because the funny thing now, Jamaicans,
You don't need to go
Americans,
and wash white
and
people's
West
underwear
Africans,
to
they are the
make
same
enough
people.
food for the household.
Yeah. Yes. Yes. They are. They are.
Jamaicans,
Like
they were taken from West Africa.
from West Africa. Like that's where the slave trade was. Yeah. If you look at that, yes, like basically most of the Fongbe tribes, Fongbe speaking tribes, yes, those guys, yes, all those blacks are,
The
yeah,
guy that I asked in Jamaica,
Yes.
saying he's not staying in South Africa.
yes,
He's Jamaican, he stayed in West Africa and stayed in Southern Africa. He says Southern Africa, your biggest problem is you are too cultured, you are too
Breaking it
soft,
and
you
then
are
putting it
too
together again
too
with
much
the glue of
into
trees.
kindness
Man who
until you are
loved his wife
too.
so much
Because
that not only had he extended
humility has
their
got a
house,
threshold.
he
If you
changed
go
the
below
furniture
a
pretty
certain
quickly,
threshold,
but
you
he
are
didn't
dumb.
want her to
You are no longer humble. You are
they're not just dumb.
Yeah, so that's our problem with especially us Southern Africans. That's why, especially Zimbabwe, Zambia, Malawi, we always want to look outside our countries. And in Zimbabwe, the word modern and foreign is the same. They are synonymous. Yeah. If something is modern, make sure it's foreign.
Can't we blame it on how we were under colonial power for much longer than the West African countries?
That's a very good contribution. Because colonization has got the same effects with slavery.
Yes,
It removes pride in yourself.
Yeah.
I think because
Mike,
I think because we were under colonialism for such a long period of time, it takes longer for us to discover who we are, as opposed to people who were out of being colonized in the early 60s. They had more time to then get out of the way of thinking and grasp into who they really are and who they want to be, aside from control with the white people. So I think because then we had so much control, and it was their way, people just stopped using their brains at some point.
I was saying, I don't know who started colonialism, but I think the first very successful colonialists were Greeks. If you've ever heard of
Alexander the Great.
Let's call him Alexander the Great because I don't see anything.
Yes.
So he was moving around, colonizing people and imposing their culture. It was called the Hellenic period, or Hellenization. Then the Romans took over after Alexander died, and they also started spreading Hellenism. That's why even the New Testament was written in Greek.
Okay.
They were also spreading Hellenic culture. So when the British took over and became a superpower, they just perfected what they learned from Alexander the Greek, what they learned from the Romans, and perfected. That's why Robert Owen speaks English. And they will impose their culture and their religion. That's why we've got Christians. If you go to all countries that were colonized by the British,
Yes, and I read somewhere that how what they would do is they get there and they try to make it seem like the things that you've been doing are wrong, and they go against their God. So you're playing music with the drums, and they suddenly say, your drums, you're praising other gods, and that's bad. And people start saying, okay, maybe we've been living wrong. Maybe if you sing like this, it's wrong because the white God doesn't like it. And I think that then slowly just grew and went into new generations who didn't know the roots of the people, the culture, and things that went on. So
Oh well, adding on to that, it's occurred to me that most of Shona traditional dances have got kind of English names. There is Jerusalem, which is from.
Let's start with that. I'll let you continue after I explain Jerusalem.
Okay.
The real name for the Jerusalem dance is Mbende.
That's
so. It was banned by the white people, by the white people. So they gave it a Christianized name so that they can explain it better to the police. So when the police stop them in the streets and say, "Where are you going?" They say, "We are going to do Jerusalem." But they say, it's okay, it's Christian, so we can go. That's why they call it Jerusalem.
But that's what I'm saying. And then that also has caused a lot of problems in our culture here, because let's just say the colonial mindset, like what you were saying, that we should maybe try and wipe it away. Even that old name, the Jerusalem dance should be called the old name today now, because we're not colonized anymore. I understand that people want to be modern, but their definition of modern is being foreign, and that alone has detrimental effects to us. So really, we can't be the only people to blame when it comes to these generational issues. And it's what we were taught. Okay? And
we need to unteach it.
You need to unteach it to your kids and so that we can teach our grandkids the same thing. Like for example, me, I'm very, 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 very happy with my mom. She's a very cultural woman. She will make us do things by the culture books, and because of that, I now want to do the things that I do on my mom's side of the family with my father's side of the family. They're not really cultural. They don't care.
Your name is
Ngwenya. It's Ngwenya. I use my mother's last name, but my dad is from here, from Chipinge. I don't even know anything about Chipinge. If you had to ask me, I can only tell you no Kwachindao. That's the only thing I can say. Kureketa. That's the only thing that I can say. I don't know about the rites of passage, when someone is born, when someone dies. I really don't. And that's really it stresses me out, because I'm
clapping for you. You said a very good point.
yes, they're clapping for me. Yes, and so because of
Say thank you.
oh, thank you, thank you, thank you. Let me curtsy a little in my chair. But because I want to know the Zimbabwean experience, and my friends think it's a bit weird. They call, most of them consider me very weird because I want to know, I genuinely want to know what being Shona is, because I am part Shona, but I don't know anything about Shishona. The only thing that I can do is speak the language, right? And because of trying to deepen my roots in the Shona thing, when I speak Zulu and Ndebele sometimes I have this accent when I have to switch back to Shona, and I worked so hard to get rid of it because I want the full Shona experience. And I am asking to parents, did say vana kumba kuti uri mushona iwewe. Yes, at a group A school where it's it's very important. But kumba urishona. I'm very grateful to my mother again. At a young age, she taught me the languages, both of them. My language is and because of that, I feel like we're going to propel more about my culture. There's nothing cute about speaking not being able to speak your first language. There's nothing cute about having an accent when speaking Shona. No. It's not cute. It's kind of it really isn't. So it contributes to music because people will not want to listen to Simon Chimbetu, to Leonard Jagata, to my classics in Zimbabwe, but they'd rather listen to another Amy Winehouse, to another Lionel Richie, Phil Collins.
You know the funny thing, man?
Yeah.
When they go to the diaspora, because usually in Zimbabwe, the people that we call Masalad, they want to identify with Western culture. Now when they go to UK or the States, the Americans and the Britons, they show them that you are not one of us.
You're not one, yeah.
And they start appreciating Zimbabwean music. A lot of them, they will start telling you, can you please send us some pingouts, okay? It's funny because it shows it shows you who you are really. Rather than trying to pretend to be American just because
I know that's not it. It really isn't. It can Zimbabwe and be Zimbabwe. Like the pride in the South Africans. Oh, I love that.
And one thing is about South Africans, have you noticed a gospel artist will go in church and perform wearing traditional?
Yes!
You can't do that in Zimbabwe.
Zimbabwe, you only want to demon. Yeah, what demon because you're being cultural. The South African pride it's beautiful. Like yes, all of that. It's the pride, the country's pride. Like South Africans, if Zimbabweans were like South Africans, we would be far. We would be far because Zimbabwe has talent.
Even our music, we are sitting on gold.
We are.
We are sitting on a stone.
We are sitting on gold. These people are talented, but originality. Self-hate. Like,
Anyway,
you think so?
Ladies and gentlemen, I was speaking to
Zolega Ngwenya and
Swanile Mpofu.
And this old man was teaching these youngsters to be naughty. Because we are at a conference and I was furthering them to do a discussion whilst there's a conference going on. So to the parents, please forgive me. But we're discussing very fruitful stuff here. So thank you.
Well, it's monosophical. It is what it is. And we say it like it is.